What is going on, guys? Mortal T here, and today it's going to be kind of an ARC video, but I'm going to be going through my settings because I have had a couple of commenters ask me about my settings, so I am going to go through them today. But first, guys, if you like the video, don't forget to show that like button, who is boss, by punching it in the face, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. But no, not that one. Sorry, let's get to it, shall we? So these are the settings for both my maps, the island and the centre, but I play the centre the most. But the first setting is the difficulty level. Now I always put it on 1, so you get the max level of dinos. On the island it's 120 and on the centre it's 150. So I always have it on 1, so you get the max dinos. And these settings down here, I don't play with them because you don't really need to, unless you're like on a public server with other people. So I've never messed around with them, and they are pretty much straightforward, so I don't think there's any point of going through any of these. It's like the no item downloads. I know Dino downloads is if you're playing on a public server and the guys or the people want to bring like their dinos or items that they have on their single player world, you can enable all of these so they're not allowed. But let's get to the proper main settings. Now these ones, sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. Dino Damage. Whoa. This is, I'm pretty sure it's usually set on 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's usually set on 1, but I have it on here because it's like, I don't think it really affects me at the moment because I have player resistance on. And I can't get this bloody thing out of my throat. Sorry, guys. But Dino Damage is basically the wild dinos damage due against your dinos and you. That's why I have it slightly lower. And player damage, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. It's the player damage against, say if you're playing like a PvP server, it's kind of a player damage against you. I don't think it goes over to the dinos. Well, I'm not quite sure. But I don't think any of them two really have nothing to do. Structure damage. Now I have this on all the way down because I don't want no dinos getting to my base and destroying my stuff because I only play single player. But on probably a public server or something, they'd probably have it at 1 anyway. Now player resistance is the one I have on all the way down because this means you do not take no damage no matter like what. If you don't take no fall damage. If you fall, you don't take no damage off dinos. It's sort of like God mode, but it isn't, because you can die from extreme heat and extreme cold. You can like freeze to death and you can like burn up to death, and you can also drown. So it's not fully God mode, but it sort of is. Now Dino resistance, I think it's pretty straightforward. It's a resistance against like other dinos and other environmental effects. So if you're like falling like fire or lava or something, that's the kind of it is. Structure resistance I have low. It's basically the same thing as structure damage. If it's amount of resistance you have against like wild dinos and so on and so forth. Exp Multiplier, self-explanatory. The higher you put it up, the more XP you'll get. Taming Speed, it more explanatory. Yeah, I can't say the word, but oh well. The higher you have it, the faster your dinos will tame. Cooldown structure damage to repair. Now, like I said, I've never messed with this one because there's no point. But if you're on a public server, it might be a bit higher. It might be a bit lower. The lower it goes, the quicker you can repair after attack. And the higher it's so on and so forth. Dino turret damage is how much damage a turret will do to a dino. And the harvest damage from a dino is... if you like hit a plant or a tree or something, this is the damage it will do. So it'll probably take out in 1 swipe. If you have it all the way to where I've got it 6, it'll take out the whole plant in 1 swipe, and it'll get the max amount of materials from it. Now harvest amount is, well, it's pretty explanatory, I think. If you have it high, you're going to get more, and if you have it low, you're going to get less. Water drain and food drain I don't have on because I do not like constantly replenishing my food and water. It gets really annoying, especially when you're like building or you're off in a cave or something. It gets really annoying. Only problem is if you're off in like a snow cave or a lava cave and you have player resistance on, and you can't eat, so you can't replenish your health, but once you get cooled down or warmed up a bit, it'll slowly replenish anyway. Dino food drain, I always put this on quite high because it does for good taming. They eat the food pretty quick. Stamina drain, just for the player, don't have it. Same with the dinos, because some dinos run out of stamina really quick and they get super annoying. Health recovery, self-explanatory, and so with dino recovery, the higher you have it, the quicker they're going to recover. So I have mine on pretty high. I don't know why I have my health on high, because I hardly ever get damage. And then player harvesting damage. Now this is the one where if you see me, when I'm hitting a tree or a rock or a plant or something, it automatically disappears and gives me all the material. That is it. It's one hit and you get everything from it. You don't have to constantly hit it. Now this one, these rules are just for basically PvP mainly. I have not messed around with any of these settings apart from force allow cave flyers. So that means you can take your flyers into the caves, which is a new feature that they added on, and I'm really glad that they did, because it was really crap when you couldn't take your flyers into a cave. Because some caves you do need to, especially on the center map, because some of the spawns are absolutely crazy, and if you're not up in the air, you're seriously going to get killed. So we'll move on to the world settings. Now these are just like, well, you can see them. You got like the daytime speed, nighttime speed, so on and so forth. The cycle speed is how quick it goes through from day to night. So I'll just put it on normal 1. The day speed I put on really low because I want to have really long days, and the night speed I put really fast because I want to have really short nights. Spoil timers I always put on high, because when you're trying to prime meat, tame something, the prime meat spoils really quick, so I put that on high. Decomposition timer I put on low, because if you're dropping like loads of packages out of your dino, just dropping a load of stuff, sometimes your screen can lock up because you've dropped so many packages. So I'll put the decomposition really low, so they disappear really quick, so it doesn't lock up as quick. Same with the corpse. Now no spawn radius for the players is the material, so if you're on harvesting metal and you've got a structure near like a ton of metal nodes, this will the metal will respawn closer to the structure. So yeah, if you build a structure, there's usually like a certain area that it will not respawn. If you put this low, it'll spawn closer. So if you put it to 0, it'll spawn literally on top of your base, which is absolutely not what you want. So I put it down so it spawns closer but not too close. And the same. Oh, so that was for the players, this is for the structure, but they're both the same. The closer it'll spawn to you. Crop growth is how fast your crops will grow in the greenhouse, or even if not. Decay speed, so they won't decay as much, but to be fair, I've never really seen any crops decay unless they haven't got fertilizer in, but that I've never changed that. Now these are the new ones, the baby imprinting stat scale multiplier. Now these are going to need a bit more explaining because these are absolutely brand new. I haven't tested them out on my own, but I'm going to take a good guess at them because they are pretty much self-explanatory. Baby imprinting stat scale multiplier. Now if you've seen other people's videos where they have tamed, you do get a new like a breeding phase. Once they're hatched, you imprint on them, but it's like the imprinting at 0%, and every like, I don't know, half an hour or so they have different like care stages, and that happens so every so often, and you have to give them care, which is basically like cuddles or walks or whatever, but they give you like a stat booster on a different stat. So if you do it successfully, you'll get like in boost health or boost melee damage or something. It can happen for any stat. So if you put that on high, you're going to get more stat increase if you do the care right. Now you can disable that if you really wanted to, but pooping interval, put on that on really low because I hate freaking dinos just constantly pooping when you're trying to move. Egg laying interval, I put that right down so you get I get more eggs, but to be fair, I've got it on 0.15 and I still don't get a lot of eggs. You've got to have that on at least 0 to get even a good amount of eggs. Mating interval, so if you put that really low, your creatures can mate almost instantly. If you pull it high, the longer it'll take for your dinos to mate again. And same with egg hatching speed, you put it up higher, it's going to do faster. You put it lower, it's going to do slower. Baby mature speed, so you pull it higher, it's going to mature faster. Pull it lower, it's going to mature slower. Now, this has never been proven, but the baby food consumption speed, it might help your baby grow up faster. I'm not sure. I've always put it roughly about in the middle where I am now, 2.8. I'm not too sure if it does help or not, so I'm not sure, but I always put it there. Harvest health is basically the same thing within the general rules. I think general. You hit it once, you get all the resources, and if you put it up higher, you have to hit it like loads and loads of times. Respawn period, it's basically the time it takes to something to respawn next to you or far away or whatever. This is also the new ones. You've got baby, cuddle, interval, multiplier. So I'm guessing if you put this up higher, this is just a guess, so don't quote me on this. I'm guessing if you put this up higher, the intervals between the cuddling stages, like the care stages, will increase. So instead of being half an hour, if you put it up to like 2 or so, it'll be like an hour, and so on and so forth. But if you put it lower, it'll get less and less. So instead of half an hour, it'll take like 15 minutes. And if you put it even lower, it'll go like 10, and so on and so forth. Now, baby cuddle grace period. Now, I'm not too sure what that one means, but the time between... It's got to be the time between the cuddles, the care things. If you put it higher, it's going to take longer. If you put it lower, it's going to take less. Baby cuddle lose imprint quality speed multiplier. Now, that's a long one to say, and they have to put all the words all together without any spaces even to fit it on. Lose imprint quality speed. I'm guessing if you put it higher, it will not lose like imprint quality at all, and if you put it lower, it will do it. Oh no, that might be the other way around. If you put it higher, it might lose it really fast. If you put it lower, it might not lose it at all. Either way, I'm not too sure. I haven't messed around with it. I will get around to it. Now, you can also turn off the cuddle imprinting stage if you really wanted to, if you didn't want your dinos to get any like stat boosts once you've hatched them. But moving on, now this is the stats for the wild dinos, tame dinos, and so on and so forth. These are the ones that people really wanted to know about. Now, you got wild dino stats per level. So these are basically pretty explained. These are the wild dinos. So if you have like a level 150, it's going to have a lot of health. What I put as a lot of health, a lot of stamina, oxygen, weight, damage, speed. And Toput. I'm not too sure about the fortitude. I don't have a clue what that means on a dino. It might stand for Toput, but I'm not sure because I don't know what the temp means. But oh well. I always put these up high. So if you're going to tame a wild dino, they're gonna have not really good stats, but they're gonna have better stats than like normal ones. So these are just for the wild dinos. Then you got down here tame dinos per level. So if you tame a 150 and you perfect tame it, I'm pretty sure this is stats per level and tame dino. What? Have they changed that? Oh wait there. Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit confused here. I haven't messed around with these for a while. Tame dino stats per level and tame dinos add per level. So these are the ones that'll add it. So if you've got like just a normal dino that you've just tamed up, this will increase the health by like so many fold. If you put it at 1, as it usually is set to, it's usually just set to 1. Everything is just basically 1 set completely. You can turn it up, so if you pump like 1 point into a dino, its health will go up better, so you'll get more health in 1 point. Same with every other stat in here. Now, trying to find a balance between it can be really hard. As you can see on mine, once my dinos hit like 15,000 melee damage, it pretty much one hits every single dino in the game, apart from like high level dino, really high level dinos, like I'm talking like 145s and 150s here, and alphas. It will not hit them obviously. But I always put these up high because oxygen, you hardly get any in any dinos apart from C. Well, no, they don't even have an oxygen freaking thing, so ignore that bit. Yeah, but I always put these up high. I always do. I should really lower them. I have lowered the melee damage. because it does get pretty OP, but the health, I think the health is important because some of these dinos can do massive amounts of damage to you and you don't even realise, especially if you're trying to kill an alpha. They can do absolutely huge amounts of damage to you. So I always put it up roughly in the middle-ish, so once I hit 1 point into it, it'll go up dramatically. Same with this stamina, because some dinos do have really low stamina, and trying to pump a lot of points into stamina when it goes up like about 2 points or whatever it is, it can take a long time, and you don't want to waste all your level points into stamina when they could be used for other useful things like your health and your melee damage. So I've put that up right the way up, so I'm not constantly pumping stamina in a dino. But if you have got the 0 stamina drain on your dinos anyway, they will lose stamina, but not as quickly. So you can put that right the way up if you want to. It's a melee damage that really gets you, because if you want to be really OP, you whack that to 6 or even higher, 1 point, boom, you've done automatically. You can one hit everything. If you put that on, like, I don't know, 50, that's it. You put 1 point in your dino with a 50 thing on it, and it goes straight up to like about, I don't know what it is, about 15, I'm just going to say 15,000, I'm not sure, so don't quote me, guys. These calculations are not perfect in any particular way, this is just a random guess, but if you put 50 in this little marker here, and you put 1 point in your dino, this is a guess, it'll automatically go to about 15,000, it'll probably go higher, and that'll be all your melee damage that you'll ever need in the game. So, but I put it pretty high. I should really turn it down because the melee damage I do have, it does give you a lot anyway. I don't know how much it gives you. I guess gives you about 500, maybe a bit less melee damage every time. So it does go up a lot. So I have turned that down. I'm going to keep that there. And same with this speed. Some dinos are absolutely really slow with like Ankies and Odicaruses and stuff like that. They can be really slow. So getting a bit of speed, when you pump it up, you get a bit more speed, which is absolutely amazing. Now, you got the tamed dino stats per level. Now, this is when you've just tamed a dino, I think. Yeah, this is when you've just tamed a dino. These are the points that will be added on. So once it's like about to be tamed, once it is got up and it's just been tamed, sorry, and it's just been tamed, these are the levels that will be added on more or less. So if you put this up to where I have, once you've knocked it out and it sees it only has about like 1,000 health or something, once it gets up, it'll have like about, I'm saying about what? 3,000 health. So that's how much it will increase from 1,000 to 3,000. You can always play around with it. It's actually pretty easy to do. So yeah, that's like the in-between kind of thing from when it gets up. That's how much levels it adds. And it's the same with all of them, but I always put weight on every single one of these because I think weight is important on Ark. Every dino should have at least a lot of weight, especially the dinos that gather a lot of materials like rock, stone, thatch, metal, and so on and so forth. Them kind of dinos, I think they should always have a lot of weight. Same with your flyers, they should have a lot of weight as well, because more than likely you're going to take them into caves, or you're going to take them across the map to get some kind of material, and then you got to bring it back. So they got to have a decent amount of weight on them. So I pump that all the way up to 10. Now, infinity stats. Oh, sorry. Infinity stats are the stats between the wild dinos and then when you knock them out. So the wild dinos, you have like normal levels, so it'll have like 1,000 health or so. Then infinity stats is when you knock it out, they will slightly go up, not by a lot, but they will slightly go up, I think. Wait there, I might have got completely confused on this, guys. So if any of this is wrong, I am really sorry, because I am getting a bit confused myself. Yeah, I think that's how it works, though. Or is it? Yeah, that is. It's got to be how it works. But yeah, finding a balance between the melee damage and the health and the carry weight and so on and so forth can be tricky. On mine, I haven't found the perfect balance between everything. As you can see, some of my dinos are absolutely OP as hell. It's like my Quetzal at the moment, I'm pretty sure it's got like 20,000 carry weight, which is absolutely ridiculous. You never need that much weight in the world. But yeah, I just have it. It's nice to have it there than not to have it, because if you're overweight, you get on your dino, then your dino cannot take off. You're stuck, and you don't want to drop any of the stuff you're carrying. So I just always have to make sure I have a lot of weight. And melee damage, I always tend to pump melee damage quite a bit, because I do not like my dinos getting killed. That can be really annoying when your dinos get killed. That's why I turn up the health as well. So if it's got a lot of health, and you're facing an alpha, and you've got a lot of melee damage, and you've got a lot of health, your guy can tank the damage, and it can also give a ton of damage in return, so you can take out them alphas pretty quick. And plus you don't lose nothing. So yeah, these are all mine. You can pause the video right here if you really want to copy them. Go ahead, I am not too bothered. But you can turn some of them down. You can probably turn the weight down if you don't want so much weight. Just turn the weight down on everything, on every single section, and it'll drop anyway. But if you've got like a tame dino and you messed with these, your stats will literally increase by 10 folds. So if you've put like the melee damage on if you've got a tame dino already and your melee damage is like, what, let's say 2,000 or so, and you increased the tame dinos add per level, or the tame dino stats per level, it will increase automatically. So instead of having like 2,000, if you put like damage on here, it could automatically go up to like 10,000 damage. The same with the health. If you've got a dino that's only got like 1,000 health, and you increase his stat and it goes automatically to 5,000, and if you haven't got quick regeneration healing on, your dino is going to take a long time to regenerate that health. So you've got to be careful with what you're doing. So if you're just doing this for the first time, I'd put it low, then gradually build it up for every dino, because it will affect every dino that you have tamed and the dinos you are going to tame. So I'm just wanting to make sure that is clear, because I don't want any of your guys' dinos dying. Because if you've got an open base and you have wild dinos walk into your base and you've just whacked up the health for absolutely no reason, and you think, yeah, they've got an absolute ton of health now. No, it takes time for them to regenerate that health up to whatever you've put on. So if a wild dino comes in and kills one of your guys, you're going to be thinking, what's going on? It should have had a ton of health. It hasn't. It's got to regenerate that health to what you have put on. So I just want to make that clear, guys. Now the more section, I haven't really tampered with it, not down this side anyway. Down this side, this is your stats. This is your player stats. So health, I don't know why I've even pumped it, because I don't need to pump it, because I cannot get hurt by fall damage or dinos, so I could take that completely off if I wanted to. Now stamina, I shouldn't have moved that either, because I have basically infinite stamina. I can run and run and run, because I put the stamina drain on absolute 0. Topor, now you can put this way up, so if you get like hit by a scorpion or a titan boa, you cannot get knocked out whatsoever. But if you don't have like play resistance on full, and you have your Topor on low, if you have your Topor on low and you'll get knocked out instantly, and your health, you won't have a lot of health, and the guy will just keep attacking you and keep attacking you. But if you have like the health like maxed out, and you can't play resistance like maxed out, and you can't take any damage, if you just get knocked out, the dino cannot kill you anyway, so it doesn't really particularly matter. But but it will continue to do Topor to you, so you will never get up, which is the unfortunate thing. Now oxygen, I pump this so you can go down in the water without making a stupid scuba tank, go down and swim absolutely forever, and at really cool speeds. Because making the flippers, fair enough, it makes you go a tiny bit faster, but if you pump your oxygen, you will swim like a gold medalist, probably better. Food and water, I haven't touched at all, because I've taken the food and water drain off. Temperature, I'm not too sure what that is, but I whacked it up to the max. Weight, same again. I think a player should have a lot of weight, especially with all the materials you're going to be carrying around. You're going to be building with walls and ceilings and stone and metal and so forth. So I always put that up. Same with the melee damage on this one, on the center map particularly, because of the higher level dinos. Speed I've also put up as well, so I can concentrate on like other things. Like now, I do on my center map. I do need to make a mind wipe target because I pumped some stats that I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have pumped. So I do need to do that because my speed is absolutely off the chart. Sometimes it's really hard to get. Well, it's not really hard to get there, but when you're in a tight space and you're moving really fast, it gets really annoying. So I'm actually going to turn that down. That's just points add per level, which is unfortunate. But when I do a mind wipe target, it'd be even better. Damage, I'm just going to keep the same. Now this is for PvP and so on and so forth. Now this one is new, Exp Multiplier. So this one is brand new. This will work for your dinos and you, because I've pumped this up and I realised when I got that Anki and I was harvesting metal, for some reason gradually he was going, his XP was going up by at least 2.5, what it says here, every like second. I was like, what is this gradually getting XP off? Because I wasn't making nothing, I wasn't building nothing, but these will gradually get your dinos gradual XP multipliers without doing nothing. They can just sit there and they will gradually get it. So if you're on a dino and you're harvesting like metal or something with an Anki, you will get levels just like that you'll get levels like instantly. This is what it does. This is new. I only found it a couple of days ago and I've been playing around with it, and I don't know why they added it, but they did, and now your dinos can get like max level really quick. Now, and then the others are just PvP, which I don't use whatsoever. It's like raid dino food drain. I don't mess around with that. I'm sorry guys if you guys do more of PvP and I haven't covered the PvP aspects. It's because I haven't messed around with them. I haven't altered them in any way, so I don't have a clue what they do. So if I skipped over them guys, I am really sorry. But I'm not going to cover them if I don't know anything about them. So that is it guys. That is all my stats. In any point, if you want to go over the settings I've got, just pause the video where you want to and you can either write them down or you can snap it to your screen or whatever and you can copy the stats. But that is all of them. I'll go over one more time just by section. These are general. You can pause the video now and you can copy all them. These are the rules. Pause it now and you can copy all them. The only one I changed is a force allow K flyers. You can pause the video now and you can copy all these ones, world ones. You can pause the video now and you can get all my stats what I have for my dinos, and you can also pause the video now for all the player stats to increase them by level. Then you've also got your XP multipliers. So you can copy all them. Just pause the video in any single one of them and you're able to copy my stats exactly. But I advise you guys just to mess around with them. That is all you can do. Mess around, have some fun. Especially if you're on single player, just have some fun with them. Go crazy if you really want to. It doesn't really matter. You're on single player. You're not going to mess anything up. The update did enough messing up as it is. And speaking of the update guys, I have read up about it, and Wildcard apparently are going to submit an update to Microsoft to, I'm not going to say tonight because this will be out tomorrow for my day. What day is it today? It's the 12th when I'm recording this. So they will be submitting an update to Microsoft on the 12th, but at night time for some reason. Well, I don't know why, but tonight on the 12th they'll be submitting an update. So it might come out on the 13th when this video comes out. Just to let you guys know, it might not, so don't quote me, but apparently they are submitting an update that should fix the bugs that are going on. just a bit of announcement. But that is going to be it, guys. This has gone on longer than I thought it would, like half an hour, so I'm going to end the video right here, guys. So guys, if you like the video, don't forget to show that like button, who is boss, by punching it in the face. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And as always, guys, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and you can join my Discord channel. All the links will be down in the description. So that is it, guys. I am Mortal T, and I'm out.